Able to hear me, everyone? 1 and go?
Yes.
All right.
Can you please increase your volume little bit, very low? Yeah, please. Yeah.
It should be audible now. I think it should not be an issue. Is it clear to everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we can
yes.
hear you.
Yes, it's much better.
Okay, fine. So, yeah, welcome to today's session. So, SAP Transportation Management and on S/4HANA. So, before we deep dive into the topic of transportation management, why we want to learn the subject, what is the need of an hour that, SAP Transportation is moving ahead with respect to when we compare to other modules. So all these things, we're trying to explore in today's session. But before we move that, let me introduce myself. I've been working in supply chain management over a decade. Started my career with, as a SME for logistics side and for a manufacturing company, automobile manufacturing company. And that has given me a steep drive to get into a consulting side. So then, came to Hyderabad. Then, I've done some, R&D about, what needs to be done to come into consulting roles. So started as a training consultant on SD module, sales and distribution module, then started working on material management, LETRA. Then I got an opportunity to work on transportation management. Like I've seen the product transformation from the product has started, like, way back 2010. All right. So successfully completed 13 implementations. Right now I'm working on solution architect space where I do implementations on SD, MM, then TM, EWM, YL, and APO platforms. Working for IBM right now, and I travel most of the countries. Right now, I'm in Canada, Montreal from last 7 months. I'll be traveling back and forth to multiple places across the globe for POCs and the implementation phases. And have a couple of certifications under my belt. Well, the certification is just a criteria to just add you onto your resume, nothing more than that. But I do have some certifications, and this is all about myself. I've been working in this training space almost 8 years from now. Started training for SD folks first, then I've been then I left the SPSD space and started looking for TM side. So most of the time, I train for SD and EWM, and almost 650 students I train till now. And this is our 65th batch. Parallelly, there are 2 more batches running around on a day. All right. So this is all about myself. Now let's be very clear. Let's understand, why we are here to learn transportation management. Well, everyone have their one viewpoint, right? Let's say, everyone knows the reality, like, why they want to learn transportation. It's not just someone has offered you a training link. So just want to have a trial simply by just wasting your 1 hour. Will not fill that space, right? So everyone have their deep understanding that why we want to learn transportation management. Or few folks over here, they might have a clue that what transportation management is doing that space, and if we learn that particular module, what we get in our career. So all these things are like be lacking of your minds. So I want to clear all your questions. If you have any questions, just please park aside. And we'll have a Q&A session at the end of the demo, and I'll give you answers all to your questions. That be okay for you, everyone? 1 to 3.
Yes.
All right. So I always believe in interactive sessions. That's what I've carried my 63 batches till now. So parallel, there were 2 batches running around. This is the batch of 7 to 8, and I have next batch from 8 to 9, which has more strength over there, 35 students over there. All right. So I always love interactive sessions. So whenever you have some question, just please park it and try to stop me, and I can clarify your questions. Well, now let's come back to the transportation management. Well, keeping SAP transportation management aside, why do we want to be on a logistics platform? That's the most important question that lingers to our mind. Well, we have seen, how country and how global geographical areas been affected due to pandemic. We are all sitting at our homes. Everything is halted. Human lives are affected. Companies were started closing up. But one thing is common, which has not affected at any given point of time, is logistics. At any given point of time. And there is a surge of income, rapid pace to all the logistics companies and, to the manufacturing companies. We all sit at home. We started cooking by ourselves. We started learning new innovative things, which we never did, sometime, 30 years back or 20 years back. We started looking into a different avenue of our life. Why? Because situations has asked us to enact as per the life of stage what we are at, right? So the transportation management, why it comes to picture, because it always frames to your logistics side. In logistics, there's never end where logistics platform where, I need to say, let's say I have started running a module where tomorrow the new module comes into a picture and my module will come down. Well, I don't find the opportunities. I need to explore. I need to upgrade myself. Well, that's not the case of logistics. Logistics will see a new avenues, new dimensions, new possibilities, but that never come to an end as long as we live on the space of the earth, right? So that's the reason why we need to enhance our skills to understand what logistics is going to offer in terms of transportation management, in terms of distribution, in terms of inventory, and all this stuff. All right. So now let's understand why do you want to learn transportation management? Well, many of people might have been over here, they might be working on different modules, like they might work on SAP SD, you might work on material management. You work on, non-SAP platforms. Few they are working on SAP side, but they don't have exposure on logistics. They don't have exposure on ERP modules. Well, this module is catering to each and every one, irrespective whether you are having an SAP background, non-SAP background. Why? Why? Because logistics is a common platform which is for each and every enterprise in this market. Let's say you're manufacturing a Coke. So when Coke manufactures a beverages, what it does the beverages stay at their premises? No, right? Why they manufacture it? They manufacture it to earn the revenue. Right? How do they earn the revenue now? They earn the revenue when they supply the beverages to their dealers and their retailers. Now, how do dealers and retailers will get the beverages from Coke? How do they supply? They can't fly by their own, right? So what we have to do? We need to arrange a transport. We need to arrange a truck. We need to arrange a bus. We need to arrange a barge. We need to arrange a container. We need to arrange any kind of ULD. And we need to transport that goods from Coke manufacturing point to the dealership location or to the retailer location. Now the retailer will distribute to subsequent customers. So everywhere we see a 4C of logistics over there. So without logistics, nothing will move. Let it be a manufacturing company, let it be a service company, let it be a sales company, let it be any kind of service provider. So one thing is common is logistics. All right. So first thing I want to make it very clear to each and every one. When you want to learn this module, there should not be any kind of prior expectations. Well, someone have their back of mind says that, okay, I'm not I'm pretty old, pretty new to SAP. I didn't have any exposure. Well, your transportation management will fit into you. As long as you understand the concept of transportation process or logistics process, as soon as you understand the concept of moving the goods from one place to other place, as soon as you understand that, whenever you want to transport somewhere an item, how much cost we need to incur. As soon as you understand that whenever, you subcontract a vehicle, all right? Whenever you hire a vehicle, whenever you hire an Ola, then immediately the Ola guy will ask you how many passengers are there. Why? Basing on the passengers, they cost you the charge. If you say that, I'm the single person who wants to sit on the car, then they'll say the price will be 500 rupees. Let's say, for example, like if you say that we are 4 in number, then they'll ask you 700 or 800 rupees. If you say that we have 6 in number, then your 4-seater car will not be suitable or 5-seater car will not be suitable. They'll give you a 9-seater car. So it all depends, like how you move the goods from one location to other location, how you deep dive the goods into one point to other point, how you look at the possibilities of your freight costing, and everything comes into a picture. So the transportation module is for each and every individual who wants to get into the logistics platform. All right, this is the first gist of it. Now, why do we want to learn transportation management? Why companies want to implement transportation management? Why? Let's say you're working for an Apple. Let's take an example. Now, Apple, what Apple will do? Apple manufactures watches, Apple manufactures mobiles, Apple manufactures other kind of apparels and all this stuff. While they manufacture it, they need to distribute the goods, right? Let's say they have manufacturing points in China, they have manufacturing points in US, they have manufacturing points somewhere in Europe. Now they want to distribute those manufacturing items or manufactured items across the globe. How do they do it? With the help of global supply chain. The help of global supply chain. Simply like manufacturing at at Europe or at US, they say that yeah, customers come to my location, pick the goods and go back. No one will do that. They'll try to look for an alternative. So the company should reach the customers in order to sell their products. And there's one medium of communication that will help to them is logistics, right? Now let's take an example of one more case. Let's say you want to shift your home. You want to shift your home. Let's say you're staying at Hyderabad. Now you want to shift your home to Bangalore. Now what do? You go to a packers and movers guy. And you requested that, I want to shift my home from Hyderabad to Bangalore. Can you come back to my home? Look at the things what I have at my home and tell me how much estimate do you charge to move all my household items. Well, he'll take the appointment. He'll come to your doorstep. He'll visit. He'll revisit all your items, what you have at your door, what you have at your home. Then he'll give you an estimate that, we are going to charge 50,000 rupees. And it will be delivered in 5 working days. Why? Hyderabad to Bangalore, the distance is 500 kilometers. Well, if you go by walk also, you can reach in 2 days. But why he takes 5 days on a motor mode of transport? Why? Because he has to look for a vehicle now. Always need to understand that no supplier will have their own vehicles. They will subcontract it. They'll go to local vendors. They'll request that, hey, we require your vehicle for 2 days of lease. They'll get the lease contract. They'll say that 2 days, how much you charge. Okay, they say that, I'll charge 30,000 rupees for 2 days. But, they have fixed the amount for 40,000 with you or 40,000, 50,000 with you. So for 20,000 rupees, do they do all these kind of things? No. They say that why they require 5 days of time? Because they arrange multiple orders which goes through a same attorney. So they'll pick multiple orders from Hyderabad to Bangalore. Then let's say they say that they got five orders from that particular location point. So they'll try to load all the goods in some single truck, and the truck will move from Hyderabad to Bangalore, dropping at each subsequent locations. So that they'll get a deal of 250,000 rupees. So if for leasing a truck, they will pay 30,000 rupees. For petrol charges, they pay 50,000 rupees. For driver, they pay 20,000 rupees. And rest 150,000 is their profit margin. So in that process, what they're trying to do, they're trying to maximum utilizing their truck, 100% utilization of the truck by loading and unloading the goods at each particular stop. The stop which comes first, they have loaded the first. Next, second stage, third stage, and the final stage should be at the back of the truck, so that unloading and loading will not be hampered to them. So all these things matters, when you work for small kind of retailing kind of truck companies, the packers and movers truck companies. Imagine the companies like Coke, Pepsi, Hyundai, Toyota, Pfizer, Rato Reddy's. All these companies, they do revenue, they do sales in like lakhs and crores, millions and trillions. Now, how do they need to manage their transportation? Right? Whenever you manufacture a product at 100 rupees, now customer says that, let's say, I go to a Reliance Digital store, I order for television and I order for refrigerator. Now, the cost of 2 items is 1 lakh rupees, for example. Now, tell me how much will be a dealer share in that? Do you think that 1 lakh will be a dealer share or what? No, right? So your OEM will give you at 1 lakh rupees. Now your dealer is selling it to you at 110 rupees, 1,10,000 rupees. So profit margin is 10,000 rupees. On top of it, As a customer, I requested that please can you drop it at my doorstep. Now dealer has to take care of your transportation expenses. He's getting a profit margin of 10,000 rupees. If he's trying to hire a vehicle and drop the goods at your doorstep, he has to pay for the truck driver. Then what he's going to earn in that? So always an overhead expenses matters a lot again. So transportation management covers all section of areas like, your costing part, your transportation cost, you're looking at the customer deliverable timelines. Let's say you order a mobile. I want to order iPhone 14 mobile, for example, right? Now, as a customer, I want to use the mobile from today itself. If it get delivered to my doorstep. But definitely when you go to any e-commerce portal or directly to the store, they say that the waiting time is 1 week. Well, you're okay for that. But you want to understand, you want to get a clarify that what will be my deliverable date. At what time my goods will be delivered to my doorstep. When I can start using my product. Now you got a timeline that, by today's, let's say is Wednesday, by end of Saturday morning, 8 a.m., you will receive your product at your hand. Now the logistics companies, let's say when you buy through an Amazon or Flipkart, any kind of e-commerce portal, now they say that this product is available at that particular fulfillment center. You have to go to that fulfillment center, pick the item, label it, scan it, print it, and start moving the goods from that fulfillment center to the customer location. Now, as a logistics company, you got a itinerary from your manufacturer. Now you have to take care of your logistic chain. Now, if something wrong goes by and if you're not delivering the goods to your customer in a right date, and now your customer will not be your liable customer again. Can't catch that customer again. He will switch to a different company. So your customer deadlines should not get affected. Your costing should not get increased. Your priority of the customer will never comes to a decreasing part. You should always take care of your truck utilization part. And always you need to make the deadlines of the customer as well as your career deadlines. So all these things comes under one particular portfolio called logistics. So that's part of your transportation management. So SAP S/4HANA Transportation Management offers all these varieties of priorities in order to fulfill the customer requirement to make it a global logistics platform. Any questions till now? Are we good, everyone?
Yes.
All right. Now what we are going to cover in the transportation management as for SAP HANA. Like I don't understand. I mean, today I'm not going to discuss with you, what's your background of in SAP terms or what you're doing, but to definitely when we connect tomorrow, we'll definitely I'll try to ask each and everyone what's your core module and what's your point of interest and why you want to learn transportation management. In that way, I'll go every day. Okay. Now in our particular training, I'll be covering both the areas of transportation management. When I say both the areas, what do you mean by that? SAP Transportation Management can be covered in two different areas. One on S4 platform, update version, and non-update version. When I say non-update version, decentralized version. Okay, before S/4HANA, we used to work on decentralized versions. People who works on GTS, CRM, then who works on EWM, who works on EPO, they understand the concept of decentralization. You have a business system and you have a decentralized system, right? So SAP TM can be implemented in both the platforms. One is on S4 platform and one is on decentralized platform. So you will be getting an exposure on both the environments. You will be getting each and every configuration step. Every configuration will be done on the system standpoint. Before I'll take the fresh data. I'll not take any data of the pre-existing data, whatever I do from the previous batches. So this is my 65th batch. I do the same practice to each and every batch. All right. And besides that, you get the recordings. Everyday recordings will be given so that you can start practicing by looking at them, because 1 or 2 classes, you might be more confident that without seeing a recording, you can practice or you can start working on the system. But after a certain point of time, definitely you require a handhold of recording because I'll be covering on the screen and you need to look into it. You can't do it simultaneously or parallelly on the fly on your screen, correct? So definitely you'll get the recordings and you get the documentation stuff and each and everything. Now, what's good with transportation management? The transportation management is integrated with all logistics portfolios. When you see here, the slide pack over here, SAP TM, it integrates with EWM, Extended Warehouse Management. The folks who are into SAP side, they can well correlate this. The folks who are not into SAP or they are pretty new to SAP, well, nothing to worry about it. Rest assured, I expect who are attending my trainings, who are part of this particular batch training, I assume that they are junior consultants or they doesn't know anything about SAP platform. I start in that direction so that it is equivalent to everyone to understand and cope with the subject. Well, 1-2 classes, you might feel bored that, hey, I know this, I know that. But after 2-3 classes, well, it will be a nightmare. So don't worry at all. The folks who already know what is SAP, the folks who doesn't know what is SAP, it's one and the same. So just remove that kind of thought in your mind. Okay, so SAP Transportation Management will be covered, will be integrated to all the logistics management modules. Well, your EWM, then your event management, your EHS, GTS, and core business systems, and CRM, EAM. Okay, so it's deep dive integration. And why do we want transportation management? I already told you. Now let's take one more example. All right, what was that? Anything on chat? Okay, I'll ask you a question. Don't worry about it. It's like, you are asking pretty standard question. I'm going to answer your question at the end of the topic. You want the cost and everything, well, on the straight away of the first session, it's pretty surprising factor. All right. Now let's say I'll take this slide back. Now, what do you see over here? You see a Coke, Nestle, Toyota, FedEx, UPS, DHL, Panalpina, DMart, Trends, Superstop, Walmart. Now you see a multiple companies over here, right? Now, what is common across all these companies? Let's say I just picked the handpick of companies. It's not that I have to pick these companies, but what is common in all these things? What is common in all these things? Don't say that they're all companies, listed companies. One thing common is transportation management. I'm not saying about SAP transportation management. I'm saying in general, logistics is common. When you pick Coke, Nestle, and Toyota, what they do? They manufacture the products, correct? They manufacture the beverages, they manufacture products, they manufacture cars, or your Pfizer, or your Toyota, or your Novartis, or Data Reddy's. What these companies will do? They manufacture medicines, they manufacture pills, they manufacture cars, they manufacture confectionaries, beverages, snacks, edible snacks, and everything. Now, what the other section of companies will do? FedEx and UPS. They don't do any kind of manufacturing process, right? They don't do any kind of sales process. They do services. What kind of services? Transportation services. Moving goods from one location to other location, one country to other country, one location to one destination location. All right. And what your DHL and Panalpina will do? Besides doing the transportation service, they also do the brokerage service. They also do the brokerage service. They also do a container lending. They also do the custom clearances. They also rent third-party warehouses. They also lease fourth-party warehouses. Besides doing the transportation, they do additional activities. Now, what your DMart, Reliance Trend, Shoppers Stop, Walmart, Costco, Best Buy, what these companies will do? They don't manufacture it, first of all, but what they do? They get the goods, they receive the goods from OEMs. What are OEMs? OEMs are nothing but original equipment manufacturers. All right. They assemble the goods at their stores. They sell the goods to the customers. They'll supply back to the customer. They transport back to the customer. And they'll get the royalty or the goodwill by selling those products from the OEMs. But one thing is common across all these companies is like, they involve in transportation process. Directly or indirectly, they don't do a sales activity or the service activity. But directly what they do, their transportation. Without moving and transporting of any of these companies, what they do now? Tell me. By just simply setting up an office space to then money or what? Let's say FedEx says that no, my major operations are like moving goods from one place to other place, but I sit at one location, then I'll see how the goods are moving. Will that be possible? And your Coke says that my nature of work is to manufacture a good. I start manufacturing the Cokes and manufacturing the beverages, and I store it in my warehouses. Now, does they earn money? No, right? So one thing is common across all these companies is transportation management. So similarly, in TM, we have a variants called shipper, logistics, service provider, freight forwarder, and retailer. The companies who manufactures the goods. The companies who manufactures the goods. There comes under shipper variant. So in TM, we have different types of variants. Well, we'll discuss about all these things in upcoming sessions. So TM will cover all line of businesses. The reason why I want to show you this slide pack because TM will cover all line of business, irrespective of what kind of portfolio they have. All right, makes sense, everyone? Guys, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
All right. Now coming back to the question which is asked in the chat window right now. What was that? Which implementation process is widely used in TM and how much percent of difference in both the options? Okay. So you are asking about the S4HANA sidecar. Is that understanding is correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, what about the decentralized option and the embedded option? And with what are the percentage of variations in both the process options?
All right. It's a nice question to ask, but it's too early to answer all these things. But yeah, since you're asking me, the implementations are pretty high on S4HANA, right? Let's say you have iPhone 8 mobile and iPhone 14 mobile. Which one you prefer, 8 or 14?
The latest version, sir.
Why latest version? Why don't you want to go for 8?
I mean, definitely in the latest version, we expect some more features and some more facilities.
So,
and yeah, the comfortability.
I mean, you
to
answered the
use
question.
that.
Yeah, you answered the question. So, S4HANA is the latest craze, right? Because SAP runs on their own platform, own database platform, correct? S4HANA is a 4th generation database from SAP. Earlier, we used to work on R3 environment, retail architecture, and it has a different database, Oracle or Sybase database, but S4HANA has our own database, okay? And just you need to give me a minute, please. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, folks, there is a call from SAP, so I'm sorry. Okay, so do you see a black box? Okay, that black box is like, my window. Yeah, nothing to worry about it. Don't worry. Okay. Now coming back to the question, Sai. So you're asking about, the implementation, right? So most of the companies prefer on S4 platform. The reason is quite simple. The exchange of documents between two systems will come down. Okay. Let's say you use a mobile and a TV. You want to connect a mobile and TV as an intermediary. What do? You have to use your Bluetooth, or you have to use your HDMI device, right? Right or wrong? But in case, if you want to attach Amazon Blue Stick or, any kind of Fire Stick to your television, you don't have to connect anything. It's a direct interaction to your TV. Same thing happens here. When you're trying to implement TM on S4 platform, most of the interfaces are not required. Third-party interfaces are not required, or third-party connections are not required. So the percentage of S4 HANA implementation is at almost been at 80% stake right now. So no one wants to go for it as a decentralized version unless it's been asked by the client, until your client says that, I have limited budget and I can't go for upgrade mode. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. And in terms of, in EWM case,
Can we talk about TM? Yeah, let's
sure,
discuss
sure. Sure, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, space limited to TM, and once we move forward, definitely, it's your pitch from there on. No, nothing to worry about it. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Questions are always welcome. Hello. Any questions? Like, okay, I have a question. Why don't you talk instead of
Yes. I will talk. So you are teaching only the TM configuration, or like you showing all the integrations, and so mainly what you are teaching. But I would like to know. I already worked in TM, but I need to know. So what are the? Can you please share to us? So
I don't know where your sources are from. It's if you are directly part of my WhatsApp group, which I've been talking to you from last few days, then I'll definitely share in the group. But if you have it from different source, you need to stay tuned. But till tomorrow, then you'll get all the course content and everything once you enroll to the topic. Okay. To answer your question, you get training on transportation management. Integration topics will be covered. But I can't show you the integration configuration again, because that's a lengthy topics again, right? It's not that something it's completes in one day. Make sense?
Okay. At least you have to show something, right? So for example, in the EWM, so you showed in the slide for the EWM and TM configuration.
That's what I'm saying. I show the integration touch point.
Okay.
I'm a trainer, right? I know what I have to teach.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to tell me that what I have to teach. Correct? These are the trainings for transportation management, and I'll cover all the topics. And this is my 65th batch. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
People do believe and come to me. They know me very well. Yeah. So I definitely cover the topics of integration topics, but mostly this is on transportation management. This course is for transportation management. Yeah. All right. Next question, please. Okay, now then I'll ask you questions.
Hi.
Yeah.
Rashekar here. I think. You have seen my message, right? So, in one of your slide, I have seen that you placed SAP Event Management, which is used to tracking and tracing. So, is that a separate module, or will that be covered in this? Because once transportation management is, one should track and trace that, right? Where is that to track that order? Which one we would be using?
Okay. I got your question. Okay. Now you're asking about this slide, friend. This one. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to cover the question what you were asking. See, event management is different module. TM is a different module. Okay. So TM and EWM connects to each other. Okay. Why? Because to track your milestones, to track your events, it requires a deep dive integration, the topic. So I'm going to show you how the events get triggered, but I'm not going to show you what is there on EWM, EM side, event management side. The same way it goes to EWM also. I'll show you all the configurations, what are required in order to integrate with your EWM system. Okay. And coming to here, you have two platforms. One is on-premises. On-premises is nothing but your event management. And one is a cloud network. Cloud network is on LBN platform, Logistics Business Network. Both are from SAP, and SAP is having the complete handhold on LBN module because they're trying to develop a lot on LBN platform. Since for last 4 years, they are doing a lot of product innovations. So most of the companies, they are preferring to work on LBN platform because it's on cloud space. But event management and LBN both covers the functionalities. LBN has more better functionality than event management.
So I mean, in future, they're completely going on logistic business network, you mean to say, or
No.
even
Yeah, I mean, in terms of monitoring, you're trying to ask, or in the logistics chain?
Yeah.
In terms of monitoring, right? You're trying to ask. In terms of monitoring,
yes.
yeah. In terms of monitoring, it's LBN. LBN is, it's like proving its metal now. Like, I've implemented almost 4 implementations in LBN, where, you have a lot of functionalities which covers on the carrier collaboration portal space.
So, I mean, you will be covering just an overview on that part also. I mean, logistic business network, how to those things, or
I'll just cover a basic ground. It's like, see, you need to understand the commercials, and you need to understand, how the trainings will go, right? Our concentration is to learn TM. It's not to learn. If I want to divulge the topic, then that will take more space, and I'll take less space on TM. So that doesn't look good. All right. So
yes,
I'll try to cover the integration touch points for sure. Definitely, I'll make you to understand how this space will work.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned just
overview. Overview I'll touch.
Enough for that. I mean,
yeah, ma'am. Overview I'll touch.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah, next question, please.
Hi, I want to ask about the system. If we're going to have, if you are going to provide us an access to the version.
Yep, 2020.
2020.
HANA platform. Yeah, 2020 version.
All right. And if it's Fury or GUI?
No. It's Fury, man. If it is HANA, it's Fury. No, we are not working on GUI at any given point of time. Okay.
All right. Noted. Thanks.
No problem.
So, I mean, Ram, will there be any difference on ECC and this thing? Because currently in my project, they are using the ECC thing.
No such different trend. There's just a small document transaction change will be there. Everything remains the same. Okay. Everything remains the same. SAP, whenever they try to do an innovation, they're going to probably use consultant, not an end user or the client. Fine. So configuration wise, you see a change, but functionality wise, it's one and the same. Got the point? Yeah. So like, I'll be covering both the areas. So nothing to worry about it. Let's say you got an opportunity to work on, ECC and, TM platform, sidecar version, decentralized version. Well, you get the exposure. All right. And when you get an opportunity to work on S4 platform, well, the trainings are on S4 platform. So you get both advantages. It's not that you can do only one space. All right. So yeah, so we are on Fury. So circling back to the previous question. All right. Yeah. Did I answer your question, friend? The current question? All right. Moving to the next question, please. Okay. So what sections will be covered? I'll be moving to the next one. So I'll be covering all the scenarios, end-to-end scenarios, like, as a transportation management covers both the primary shipment and the secondary shipment. When I said the primary shipment, when the goods are moving into your premises or to your nearest plants or to your manufacturing DCs without going to a dealer or to your customer location, that's called as primary shipment. Mostly it's inbound process. And also cover the secondary shipment. Secondary shipment is nothing but your STO process, sales order processing, third-party process, returns, everything I'll cover. So I'll be covering both the platforms of primary shipment and the secondary shipment, both versions of TM, HANA version as well as the decentralized version of TM. and you will get each and every configuration. You do not have to write any piece of note while you cover the classes. Everything will be provided. Everything is documented. Let's say I'll go to the previous batch. Okay, so if you see this, so I start from very basic level. So this batch has started somewhere in the month of Feb. It ended in the last week. So I'll be covering each and every process, each and every document flow, each and every configuration stuff, each and every technical stuff. You do not have to look for anything when you start doing your implementation, when you get an opportunity to work for your company. I start from very basic level from creating company and company code. The folks who are fresh, who are pretty new, they can also cope with the topics. And you find very much interesting when I cover all these things, because a lot of things will be discussed. I give my more 13 implementations of experience to you. And with that note, we'll try to conclude our today's session. Tomorrow, the regular classes will start. And the folks.
So
yeah.
I have one more question.
Ram, one question.
Yeah.
What is the time period for this?
You want to know the timings, or
Total time period for taking?
It's like next 2 months, friend. Let's say you're starting from today, right? So it will be till June 3rd.
June 3rd. I mean, 60 classes?
No, man. 60 classes means Sunday, Saturday we have to take rest, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it will be close to 40 classes. Yeah.
40, okay. And fee and everything, it is how it will.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, if you're part of my group, we'll discuss. If you're not part of my group, then you have to talk to your source of, who has given this link. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, then. See you tomorrow.
So
we'll start from
I have
class 1.
one more question, Ram. So as we are doing, custom enhancements in SD and MM, these modules. So likewise, we would be doing the same in TM also, right? And
obviously, without with who will work on any module on a plain vanilla space? No clients want to do that, right? Because standard process will cover to an extent. No pure vanilla. Everyone will do the enhancements. TM also will do the enhancements, but TM works on BOF, Business Object Program Processing Framework. Okay, so TM is into a different technical space. I'll discuss all those points. How your technical enhancements will work on TM.
thanks, Ram.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi Ram, I have a question here.
Yeah.
During this session, will we get any demo system for practice?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? 2 months the server access you will get within part of fee. The fee what you pay, in that you'll get 2 months of server access. Yeah, as for system.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. Clear 2027. All right, thank you everyone. We'll connect again tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m. IST, and have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.